Good evening. Shortly after 9 o'clock p.m. this evening, the St. Augustine Police Department received a call with regards to a disturbance on Masters Drive. The initial responding officer from the City Police Department was joined in backup by one of our deputy sheriffs who was in the area. The two approached a residence where the disturbance was going on. The information that we had at the time was that the individual causing the disturbance was in fact potentially intoxicated and that he was attempting to leave the residence in a vehicle. There were other individuals at that location who were attempting to stop him from driving away, at which point in time, at some time in that process, the individual garnered a firearm. We don't have the specifics as to what the individual may or may not have done with the firearm in between the time we got that information and the time the officer and the deputy arrived at the residence. What we do know is that as they approached, this individual met them at the front door. There was an exchange of some sort of contact, and at that point in time, both the officer and the deputy apparently opened fire on this subject. I do not have all of the facts and the timeline as to what occurred during that confrontation, but suffice it to say the individual is deceased here at the scene. Neither the officer nor the deputy were injured in this confrontation, and the investigators are truly now just getting into the residence with the crime scene unit in order to process this scene tonight.
So a deputy with St. Johns County and a police officer with St. Augustine Police?
That's correct. Where we are now is currently in the city of St. Augustine. So the initial call went to the St. Augustine Police Department. One of their officers were responding to this scene. One of our deputies was aware of that call and was in the immediate area and responded as a backup for him.
Who takes the lead investigation?
Well, the sheriff's office is going to be involved in the shooting investigation. The city police department, of course, this is in their jurisdiction, so we're going to support that effort in order to investigate the shooting incident.
Was anyone else hurt?
No, there are no other injuries reported that I'm aware of at this point in time. Again, neither the officer nor the deputy were hurt. However, the suspect is deceased here at the scene at that particular location in the residence.
Any idea how many people were at this residence?
I don't have an account of all of that. I just know that individuals, from what we were told, again, this is all preliminary information, and so the reason we're investigating is to make sure we have all of the factual information that came to us initially. But there were individuals here who were attempting to stop him from driving a car. The reason for that was the information that we received was that he was potentially intoxicated.
Do we know if the victim lived at this address?
I can't get into all of that at this point in time. Again, we're going to look at the overall scene. If there were any other crimes committed to any of those other individuals, Marcy's Law may come into effect, but it's too early to know that at this point in time with regards to releasing the actual physical address or any of the individuals' names that are involved.
Around what time did this happen?
This was shortly after 9 o'clock. I'm going to say probably 9:15, 9:17.
Did the victim or suspect, did he actually make it or into the vehicle? Did he travel anywhere in the vehicle?
Well, the individual was here and met the officer and the deputy at the door of the residence. So if there was any initial leaving with the vehicle, I don't know that there was enough time for any of that to transpire. So my understanding of that, or my guesstimation of that, would be they stopped him from driving away in a vehicle.
How long do you think he'll be out here?
The crime scene is just arrived on scene. Obviously, it will take multiple hours to process that scene, to go through all of the evidence that is contained within that residence. And then from that standpoint, I would probably tell you another 3 to 4 hours minimally. And then at that, tomorrow morning, an autopsy will be performed to determine the cause of death and any other sub-factors that may exist in what we've already discussed. And then from that standpoint, names of officer and deputy should be able to be released after they've had a moment to collect their thoughts and their emotions and discuss with their families and let them know what's transpired this evening with their families. And then, of course, we'll have victim advocates, whatnot, working with the family of the decedent. Again, a tragic situation, and our thoughts go out to all of the family members of this individual as well.
What's the area like down there? Are there neighbors nearby?
Yeah, this is a road that for my entire life in St. Johns County has existed. So this is not a new subdivision or neighborhood. This is locals would call one of our historic roads. There are individuals that I went to school with that live on this street, and so this is a road that we're very familiar with, and so this is a community. This is a neighborhood. It's not a new subdivision, but it's very much a well-established community. Okay, and we probably won't have any additional updates tonight, but sometime tomorrow morning, especially following any autopsy findings and what have you, we should have some more information for you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank y'all.